So this is our Microsoft Word window, and over here this horizontal bar on the top is what we call the title bar. The reason we call it the title bar is because whenever you save your work and you give it a file name, the name you give to your document is displayed on the title bar. So right now we've not saved this work, and so by default what we have here is document 1 Word. And it's also good to know that every Microsoft Word file is referred to as a document. Also, along this horizontal bar, along this title bar, we have the quick access toolbar. The quick access toolbar is where you have the various commands that the Microsoft Word app believes you use often. And here we just have 3 icons, and it's important to note that you can also customize it. By customizing, I mean you can add or remove any command in the quick access toolbar. Now right here we have the Word icon, and when you click on the Word icon, you find out that you have options of moving, sizing, minimizing, maximizing, and closing your document. Also, along the title bar, by the top right corner, we have some buttons or some commands there. This command is for closing the document. This is for maximizing or restoring, as the case may be. This is for minimizing your document. And this is what we call the ribbon display options. Now, we're going to use this to customize the ribbon, but first of all, let's get familiar with the interface. Just below the title bar, we have the tabs bar. In previous versions, this area was usually referred to as the menu bar. Now the tabs bar contains various tabs in Microsoft Word, and each tab have specific commands related to it displayed on the commands bar. Alright, so this is what we call, this particular section below the tabs bar is what we call the commands bar, and that is because it holds the commands that are under a particular tab, and by default the home tab is always selected. So the commands you are viewing right now in the commands bar are the commands that are under the home tab. If you click on other tabs here, you find out that the commands in the commands bar changes to reflect the various functions that are under the tab that is highlighted at the moment. And in Microsoft Word 2013, we have 9 tabs. Alright, so this particular area that we called the commands tab can also be referred to as the ribbon. So the ribbon is the area where the commands in the commands bar is displayed. Notice that the commands in the commands bar are grouped into sections. Like here we have the clipboard group, the font group, the paragraph group, the styles group, and the editing group. And every command in this commands bar, in this ribbon, is grouped together based on their function. And there are so many functions or commands in the commands bar that might not be able to enter this whole interface. So that is why we have what we call the dialog box launcher. You can see this little arrow just beside the group name is in each group name. That is to show you that there are more functions that can be contained within this group. And if you want to access some of the other functions that are kind of hidden behind the dialog box, then you have to click on this dialog box launcher. So for instance, if we want to see more font commands that perhaps are not listed here, we click on this dialog box launcher on the font group. And when we do that, we find out that we have a dialog box popping up and displaying various functions for us. So for now, for the sake of this tutorial, is just enough to know that there are still more commands even behind each group. Good. And now we have our ruler used for setting margins. So when you set your margins, you're gonna see it reflect in your ruler. And we have the horizontal ruler and we have the vertical ruler just by the left hand side. Now this particular area is your work area, because this is where you do all your work, all the typing, all the inserting of pictures, all the tables, and everything is done in your work area. Okay, and that's blinking right there is your keyboard cursor. It's good to know that we have two cursors here, the mouse cursor, which is one I'm hovering around right now, and the keyboard cursor. Now, just at the base of the Microsoft Word window, we have the status bar. The status bar displays to us the number of pages that are active at the moment, the number of words we have in our document, the proofing errors we have in our work. Then we have the view mode. We have various view modes here, and then we have the zoom slider. From here you can zoom out or zoom in. You can also click and drag forward, backward. So, and this particular place, this is our scroll bar. Okay, this is where you scroll up, you scroll down the document, just for navigation. Alright, so that is it about the Microsoft Word interface.